24 years ago, on May 26, 2000, Hassan Nasrallah, then the General Secretary of Hezbollah, arrived in the small Lebanese town of Bint Jbeil, just a few kilometers from the Israeli border. The day before, Israeli forces had withdrawn from southern Lebanon after years of occupation. Thousands of Hezbollah supporters, waving the group's yellow banners, gathered to witness one of Nasrallah's most iconic speeches. Dressed in his familiar black turban and brown robe, Nasrallah declared to the Arab world and the oppressed people of Palestine that despite Israel's military power, it was as fragile as a spider's web. This speech encapsulated the core of Nasrallah's worldview, blending Shia theology with resistance rhetoric, setting the stage for the evolution of Hezbollah into a powerful military and political force. As tensions mount today between Hezbollah and Israel, Nasrallah's legacy remains etched in the fabric of the Middle East. But who was Hassan Nasrallah? How did he rise to power, and what shaped his beliefs and leadership? Hassan Nasrallah was born in 1960 in the Burj Hammoud neighborhood of Beirut. The eldest of 9 children, Nasrallah aspired to a life of religious leadership from an early age. Despite his family not being particularly religious, Nasrallah developed a deep interest in Islamic studies, spending much of his childhood reading the Quran and absorbing religious texts. At the age of 16, Nasrallah traveled to Najaf, Iraq, where he studied at a Shia seminary, meeting Syed Abbas Musawi, who would become a mentor and co-founder of Hezbollah. However, Nasrallah's time in Iraq was cut short when he and many other Lebanese students were expelled in 1978. Returning to Lebanon, Musawi established a religious school where Nasrallah both studied and taught, garnering a loyal following among the Lebanese Shia community. June 1982 marked a turning point when Israel launched an invasion into Lebanon in retaliation for an assassination attempt on an Israeli ambassador by a faction of the Palestine Liberation Organization. The invasion caused widespread devastation, with at least 20,000 Lebanese and Palestinians, mostly civilians, losing their lives. Amid this chaos, Hezbollah was born. Initially, a guerrilla movement formed to resist Israeli occupation, Hezbollah framed their struggle as not only a defense of Lebanon, but a precursor to the liberation of Palestine. Nasrallah quickly distinguished himself as a key figure, rising through the ranks to lead the organization's military operations against Israeli forces. Nasrallah's ascent within Hezbollah was swift. By 1985, he was the head of the Executive Council and a member of the Shura Council, Hezbollah's highest decision-making body. His influence grew even stronger after the assassination of his mentor, Syed Abbas Musawi, in an Israeli airstrike in 1992. In the wake of Musawi's death, Nasrallah was named General Secretary, vowing to continue the path of resistance against Israel. In May 2000, Israel unilaterally withdrew from southern Lebanon after nearly 2 decades of occupation. The withdrawal marked a significant victory for Hezbollah and cemented Nasrallah's reputation as a leader who had forced Israel to retreat without a formal peace agreement. A day after the withdrawal, Nasrallah delivered his famous Spider's Web speech, declaring Israel's military power to be fragile and easily broken. The tensions between Hezbollah and Israel escalated into full-scale war in 2006 when Hezbollah captured 2 Israeli soldiers, sparking a month-long conflict that left more than 1,200 Lebanese and 160 Israelis dead. Despite the heavy casualties, Nasrallah emerged more popular than ever among Hezbollah's supporters, and his political influence continued to grow. Under his leadership, Hezbollah expanded its political clout in Lebanon, securing parliamentary seats and gaining further dominance. Throughout the years, Nasrallah has navigated Hezbollah through numerous conflicts, from Israeli border skirmishes to involvement in the Syrian civil war. His strategic alliances with Iran and Syria have further bolstered Hezbollah's position as both a military force and a political heavyweight in the region. Hassan Nasrallah's death marks the end of a complex and controversial chapter in the Middle East's modern history. To his supporters, he was a hero who stood up to Israel and fought for the rights of the oppressed. To his detractors, he was the leader of a group that has only deepened Lebanon's political and economic instability. In the wake of his death, Lebanon and the broader region are left to grapple with the vacuum left by one of the Middle East's most polarizing figures. How Hezbollah will navigate the future without Nasrallah remains to be seen. Hassan Nasrallah's life was marked by his relentless drive to shape Hezbollah into a dominant force, not just in Lebanon, but across the Middle East. His legacy will be debated for years to come, as Lebanon and the region continue to evolve in his absence. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into pivotal figures and events shaping the world.